Call to order the Transportation Committee meeting Tuesday, February 10th, 2009. The roll call, Councilman Oliver Joseph and Councilman Randy Kluwatz absent. Mr. Lambert, would you lead us in invocation followed by the pledge?
Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be here tonight to make some decisions. Give us the wisdom to find ways to improve our highways, to make them safer for the citizens of our parish. We ask this in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Anyone wishing to speak on any agenda item, please sign in with the Secretary, Ms. Liz, please. Number 4, Road Department Monthly Report, Ms. Jackie.
Obviously, we're not in grass cutting yet. We have 5,190 feet of ditches dug and 2,886 feet of culverts have been vacuumed. Does anyone have any questions on that?
Anyone having any more discussion on the monthly report? If not, we'll move into number 5, road project status update.
For the Ridey Road Bridge replacement acquisition, all of those letters have gone out to the landowners. We're starting to get feedback and answer some questions on that, but overall the feedback has been fairly positive. So that's moving along. The Westworthy Road widening, the total project acquisition is 85% complete. We still have 6 parcels remaining to acquire at this time. For the Ridey Road widening from 621 to 931, the overall acquisition is about 25% complete. Those right-of-way survey maps are 100% complete. For the Mere Road bridge replacement, our crews are currently assembling the structure just near the site where the existing bridge is, and we're working with utilities to get everything in order to set that in place in the near future. The 2004 Intersection Improvement Program, the selection committee is beginning advertisement for a right-of-way consultant for 621 at Airline and 929 at Airline, and tonight on the agenda you'll see the selection committee recommendations for right-of-way consultant for the Ridey Road turn lane at Airline. The selection committee is beginning advertisement for right-of-way consultant on the LA 932 at 933 intersection, which is right there at Galvez Middle. That'll be advertised in the next week. 2007 road reconstruction program in-house is approximately 37% complete. The drainage work is 90% complete, and they'll begin the asphalt overlays. The 2007 intersection widening project Phase 1, which is set for completion June 30th, is approximately 25% complete. They're currently working on Van Broussard's drainage. Then they'll be moving to Duplessis. Phase 2, tonight you'll see we're requesting the approval of plans and advertisement of bids for the turn lane, the 3 turn lanes in that project. Right-of-way acquisition is approximately 20% complete. Phase 3, the Highway 429 at 431 turn lane, is currently under construction. I've also added this month our 2 state projects because they're such critical projects. Highway 73's widening, they had a kickoff meeting last week. It has an accelerated project schedule, which I've attached. They are shooting to advertise for bids December 09, which is completely contingent on right-of-way acquisition, but that's their accelerated schedule, and that project is fully funded. The Highway 42 project, DOTD has told me that the federal government's approved them to design simultaneously with environmental studies, so internal design staff is working on the design, and internal survey staff completed that survey. So they're trying to save some money and use internal staff to keep the project moving because they only have $10 million allocated to the project, and the budget estimated cost is $35 for construction. The last state project on here is the LA 431 at Gold Place Turn Lane. And the latest transportation plan has pushed it back to the 2010 fiscal year. And that concludes my update, if anyone has any questions.
Any discussion?
Yeah.
Councilman Lambert?
Yeah, Ms. Jackie, on the $35 million estimated cost for 42, do we have additional funding that we're looking at to finish this road? I know we starting it, but we're not going to be able to complete it because we don't have the funding, that type of money. $25 million more, that's quite a bit.
And it is a lot. I know that what I've been told is, they keep requesting money, and I know Ms. Martha and I have requested, our appropriations request every year are the same. Our priority is the same every year to ask for 42. President Martinez may have something to add.
In talking to our legislators, they're basically saying that they'll get the money. So we'll have to rely on that, whatever the shortfall is.
And what is the project now? Is it from 44 or is it the entire?
Up to 44, from airline to 44 at this point.
That's just widening, or is it actually adding a lane?
It's adding, it's a 4-lane separated, is that correct?
It's a 4-lane divided highway.
Right highway
Okay.
with
Raised median in the middle.
Right. Okay.
so that ought to be, and the problem is they're trying to work really, really close within the right-of-ways, and lanes are not going to be very wide at this point. Hopefully we can continue working with our legislators, and also every time we go to Congress or talk to anybody in Washington, we include that project as the #1 priority. So hopefully by the time it gets ready for construction, we'll have a combination of money that we can actually build this road and make it become a reality.
Thank you.
Councilman Law?
Well, I was just going to, with Mr. President, if you would assist as well, and if we passed a resolution stating, urging our state delegation to secure funds in this legislative session. I'd like to offer that as a motion that we pass a resolution urging.
Second that.
Motion by Councilman Law, second by Councilman Todd Lambert to send a resolution to our legislators to get this Highway 42 and whatever available funding we can get.
I was at DOTD last week, and I keep reiterating 42. And I also talked to them about the swap for Joe Severio Road. I think we're going to do that at the next meeting. And they said they didn't have a problem with that they would work with us. So just want to give Dempsey that update.
Hey, great. That's great news. If there's no opposition, motion to pass. Number 6, Roddy Road turn lane at Airline Highway. Ms. Jackie?
I'm very excited. This was our first attempt to use a selection committee for a consultant selection. You'll see attached the signatures of the members that were present. They each had a week to look at the qualifications, score them. What we've attached is the short list for the Roddy Road right-of-way consultant, which you'll see number 1, SJB Group, number 2, Volkert and Associates, and number 3, Acadia Land Surveying. The selection committee, and along with DPW, recommends selection of SJB Group for this right-of-way acquisition.
I make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Councilman Todd Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman Chris Law. Any other discussion?
Yeah, since we picking this company, I guess looking at a time frame now that we get this project done, do you have any that's going out for?
Let me explain. The policy and the scope of work that the consultants bid on explains step 1 is a kickoff meeting. So after this goes through council, Kim Freelou, our right-of-way project manager, is going to schedule that right-of-way kickoff meeting, and that's where this is the first chance we get to start a project on our own from the beginning and keep it on course from the beginning.
All the way through.
And Kim's doing a good job keeping up with the consultants and getting everybody on track. So I'm pretty confident at that kickoff meeting, we'll have
So
a
just
good
move forward.
timeline.
Okay. Good.
Any other discussion? If none, motion pass. Number 7, FY 2008-2009 Louisiana Local Government Assistant Program update. Mr. Collins?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, President Martinez. I'm here with good news tonight. We have been awarded by the state for our program, which is the signs program. We started last year with Mr. Bob Turner and got funds from them to do the stop signs and road signs. We put an application in again last year in '08, and we have been awarded $99,580. So this will be a tremendous asset to the parish, because the road signs that are being redone will be street signs, stop signs, and those were those that actually are highly reflective. So it'll be a real good safety thing for our roads to be with. So, Mr. Chairman, we were awarded the $99,000. The parish had put in kind with our from the DPW $50,000, and I'm here tonight to request a resolution to go forward to execute a corporate endeavor agreement. But Councilman Laura, I want to hear to you on the Finance Committee. Is this something that we should go to the Finance Committee on? Things have changed so much. I'm trying to make sure we cover everything before we get the,
I think we can bypass something this, especially this good of a nature, where
Okay.
we're obtaining all these funds. I think that's a very good job.
Well, this is in kind, so it's not going to have a budget impact. I think it's already budgeted in day-to-day activities, so I wouldn't think that we need to do that.
Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Chris Lohr.
okay, it needs to, gentlemen, it needs to be moved forward to the full council for recommendations to allow the parish president to sign any and all agreements for this project.
Parish President.
On this grant, I got a call from the governor's office, and I think it's increased over what last year's was.
Yeah, last year we got 60,400, and there were 3 or 4 agencies or municipalities that participated. This year we were only 2, so we were fully funded. And I do want to take this time to thank our legislative delegation, Senator Amity, Mert Smiley, Representative Smiley, Karen St. Cyr, Elton Obear, and Eddie Lambert, because without their support on these initiatives, we would not be able to have these type of funds. So publicly, I'd like to thank them on behalf of the parish and our departments for allowing us to have this type of funds.
Great job.
All righty.
Thank you, Ms. Collins. Good news.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on the grant? Ms. Liz, would you make sure this is on the February 19th, that's next week's regular council meeting? No other discussion? Motion passed. Number 8, Highway 73 turn lane contract with RCS Construction Company in the amount of $76,370. Jackie?
This contract, just so you get a little quick history, the previous administration, unknown to us, had agreed to put in a turn lane in conjunction with a signal at Seabro Road and Highway 73. The project's under construction. They need the turn lane done. I did work with DOTD, and their contractor who's doing the job agreed to put in the turn lane as a part of the project. We did the plans, got the DOTD permit, and now we're asking your approval for this contract to put in the turn lane in order for it to work in conjunction with that signal at Seabro. And I'll add, in a way, it worked to our benefit. If we would have gone on our own and built the turn lane, mobilization costs and the smaller quantities, we would have paid a lot more than $76,000 for the turn lane. So we recommend approval of that contract with RCS.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Councilman Todd Lambert. Second by Councilman Chris Law. Discussion, Parish President.
Jackie, is this going to have to be an amendment to the budget?
We're putting it in the 73, the 73 budgeted amount, 1.8 million, and such a small amount, said it's coming out of that.
Okay. Just wanted to check.
Any other discussion? None. Motion passed. Number 9, change order number for Joseph Arrow Road project in the amount of $40,579.62. Jackie?
Last month, you asked us for a report before we move forward with the change order, and I've attached a small report. This change order was contingent on a request for pipes at a residence located at the southeast corner of Moody Dixon and Joseph Arrow. The request came to us toward the end of the project, and we, GSA, the design engineer and myself, compiled the cost estimate for that request and asked the contractor to submit final invoices to determine if the project had additional funds. We took that cost estimate, which is at $55,612, and the remaining project funds total, which was a credit of $40,579. Took that and said, let's do an engineering assessment and see if this is needed. And DPW does not recommend constructing the front yard drainage pipes for the following reasons. There is not an engineering reason to put in the drainage structure. The pipes serve more of an aesthetic need. There are 4 additional landowners on Joseph Arrow that have requested the same type of front yard pipe. So in order to be consistent to the residents, we didn't want to recommend it. The project engineer, Glenn, was asked if he could come up with an engineering reason for the pipe system. He could not. So we would recommend we don't pipe the front yard. In addition to this, and in more thinking about it, Joseph Arrow, although people want yard pipes, is designed as an open ditch system. And when you continually put pipes in it, it raises that hydraulic grade line a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, and it defeats the design purpose of the open ditch. So although people think pipes are better, for drainage hydraulics, they're worse than an open ditch. Open ditch can fill a lot more than a pipe. So we don't recommend piping the residents.
Okay. I have a little different view on that. I think there is a safety reason out there. And Jackie, when we started these road widening projects, a lot of the folks down through these roads were promised a snapper cut, which is not. I would like to take the remaining savings of this $40,000 and put it in a road construction fund to see what we can do to at least at this corner match what's on the other two corners of Moody Dixon and Joseph Arrow Road.
Question?
Questions, Councilman Lambert?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this happened again, you know, when we did Parker Road, similar to the same thing. We come up with a negative change order, which, you know, this money is in one pot, and it was for the widening projects. So if you got extra money for one, you know, it's just shuffled around. It's not to say that it's needed to put on that particular project. And I'm kind of like DPW, you know, if we put it for one, there's 3 or 4 more that wants it. Everybody wants covers to cover their roadside ditches, you know. I do myself, but, you know, we know we can't do that. It's no way feasible we can do that. So, you know, I'm for, you know, taking this negative change order for $40,000 and put it in our road fund and continue on. And if I need to put that in a motion, I will.
Jackie, what, I'm sorry,
Go ahead, Councilman.
what were the residents told?
Being that neither me, none of the current staff was involved, I really don't know. But I do know from what we were told after the fact that initial right-of-way negotiations, people were told a lot of things. Now, I wasn't there for that, but I've heard the stories, and this is all second and third hand coming to me. But again, I'm coming in when the construction's going on and just trying to get done what's on the plans. Now, was it ever pipes on the plans? No, but that's not to say somebody wasn't told something else. So I don't have a good answer for you on that. I don't know what they were told. I don't doubt that somebody may have been misled. It could have very well happened.
And Councilman Lambert.
And one other thing I'd like to add. There was a design change on the drainage at this intersection, and this is one of the reasons why, for safety reasons, is why I'm pushing this.
Can I speak to that just to
Yeah,
help
go ahead,
clarify? The opposite corner is a junction of double box culverts and double box culverts. When Mr. Bob reviewed these plans, he suggested a box be put in there because he saw the cavity that was going to be created between the two head walls to be very severe. The design engineer said, no, we're not going to need that box, and it didn't get done. When it got built and the head walls went to go be put in, it was obvious where two boxes come together, it was a huge void. So these boxes come across and meet at that corner, and the opposite corner has two boxes by themselves coming across. It's not a 90-degree junction of four boxes. So the other corner, Mr. Bob said in the plan review, this is going to probably be an issue, and they didn't change it till they saw in the field there was an issue. So it's a little bit different situation on the other corner, although right now, when you see it, it looks like one's culverted and one's not. What's going on underground is a lot different, if that helps clarify a little bit of what Mr. Bob's involvement was.
Councilman Lambert?
Yeah, Jackie, for safety issues, do y'all, as an administration, see any safety issue at this intersection?
No, I don't
Apparently
see
it's not,
I
you know.
don't see a safety issue. The only issue we could have addressed with like a sackcrete is if there were some erosion, which there isn't right now, we could put sackcrete or concrete line that corner and then eliminate the
Erosion, more of an
potential
erosion issue than anything. Okay.
Councilman Lambert,
Yeah, go ahead, Councilman.
I tend to, I don't know, I'm a little torn, but with the uncertainty of what's really been told to the people there and your concerns and knowing the district, I mean, anytime it's on a corner at an intersection, I mean, I'd prefer if we have the money, which we almost do, we're very close. I mean, I'd prefer that we culvert it where we can, and so I'll make a motion that we, based on what you had said about keeping this money allocated in a earmarked, I guess we could say, to do these culverts once we obtain the rest of the funds.
Okay, motion by Councilman Lohr to retain the funds, and when additional funds come in, to complete the project. And a road construction fund. You have a problem with that?
I'm not going to second that. I'm just, you know, for reason, I'm not going to second it because it's just going to open up, you know, it's going to set a precedence down that road, just like it did on Parker Road, you know, 4 years ago. You know, it was a nightmare because everybody wanted them once we put them down. So I say we go with the change order for the negative and put it in the road fund and go from there. So
I don't have a problem with putting it in the road fund as long as it's earmarked for Joe Severio and Moody Dixon.
And like I said earlier, this money was in one pot. It's not dedicated for Joey Severio. It's dedicated for road widening projects. We got Boudreaux, We got, all these widenings, a lot of them that we didn't even touch yet, Roddy Road, Cannon Road, we haven't touched any, and we don't have any funding yet for them. So this is all in one pot. So we come up with a negative, but it's not, it needs to go back into the widening road project money, not keep it in the Joyce Burial money, because that project is complete after we finish this.
Well,
And I want to follow administration's recommendation also.
I support Councilman Lohr's recommendation. Well, discussion, motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, you'd have to, point of order, you'd have to step down from chairman in order to second that motion.
Due to the lack of members.
I would think that you should do that, Mr. Lambert, just to make everything legal, so you can
I'll step down.
step down and then you can
Yeah, we got a motion on the floor to, I guess, put this fund in a construction account for down the road. So we got a motion by Mr. Chris Lohr,
Second.
a second by Mr. Dempsey Lambert. Any objections? So be it.
Number 10, approval of plans and authorization for Roddy Road bridge plans. Ms. Jackie?
Gentlemen, this item I've put on the agenda to begin the bid process for Roddy Road bridges. As you know, right-of-way acquisition is underway, but our approval process and the advertising timeline takes us 2 months. So I'd ask that you allow us to advertise for bids on those 2 bridges so we can keep the project moving.
So moved.
I second that.
Moved by Councilman Lohr, second by Councilman Todd Lambert to authorize bids on this bridge. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Number 12, discussion on Bayou Terrace speed cushions.
I think we skipped.
Oh, I'm sorry,
number
11. Approval of plans to authorize the bid for 2007 turn lane and right-of-way -01 Phase 2.
This is the same scenario. Right-of-way acquisition's underway. It's 3 small turn lanes, and I'd like
So
to-
moved, Mr.
Moved
Chairman.
by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Chris Lohr. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Number 12, discussion of Bayou Terrace speed cushion locations. Jackie?
Several months ago, the council approved the purchase of speed cushions for Bayou Terrace with their bond money. That was to be on their road only. The residents were concerned about the locations we've laid out. They proposed the layout that I have on the sketch attached. DPW does not recommend we move these to the proposed locations for the simple reason it's against the criteria, the installation criteria. What we think will happen, which most of us have probably done in our young life, is you will slow for the speed cushion and you will speed up through the 2,000 feet gap, and it totally defeats the purpose of installing the cushions. So we don't recommend moving them, but at the request of the homeowner association, we are bringing it to you to determine whether you want to move them to their locations or keep them where the criteria says they should be.
I think I'm gonna make a motion that we follow administration. I talked with Ms. Jackie and Mr. Ronnie Fairchild on this prior to the meeting, and we're gonna stick to their recommendations, which they're the experts in it, so.
Agreed.
Motion by
Second.
Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Chris Lohr to follow DPW's recommendations on the speed cushion. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Number 13, 3-way stop at Ridgewood and at Duplessis Road. Jackie?
This is at the request of Councilman Bell. It's right north, actually west, on Duplessis from where we installed a 3-way stop at Tiggy Duplessis. He would like that installed at the request of the residents in the area.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Chris Lohr, second by Councilman Todd Lambert. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Number 14, no through truck sign on North Leah Street.
We ask that you approve this no-through truck sign installation. This is across, on Airline, across from Orso Funeral Home. It's a cut-through road. They've experienced some problems with the trucks in that area just cutting through. We'd ask your approval.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Councilman Todd Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman Chris Lohr. Any other discussion? If none, motion passed. Number 15, roads for acceptance into the parish maintenance system. Got anything, Jackie?
Let's go, we'll do it by subdivision. Pelican Point, 13th Island, parts 1 and 2, Orchid Lane and Green Tree Avenue. We have no problems with inspection and we recommend acceptance.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Chris Lohr, second by Councilman Todd Lambert.
Greystone, first filing, Hearthstone, Waterstone Avenue, and Stonewood Drive. We have the similar cases we did last month. The signs were either, vandalized or messed up from the hurricane, and the contractor developer has promised to put them up prior to council approval. So we recommend acceptance with the stipulation that they're replaced prior to the council meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Chris Lohr. Any other discussion? If none, motion passed.
Move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn
One
by
question before we adjourn.
question by
I'd
Councilman
like to
Lambert.
back up, Miss Jackie, just in case you got everything you needed on item 9, that change order. Are we completing the change order with the way that motion got stated?
That's a good question.
Because I know we need to close this project out, and I just want to make sure that while we're here tonight, because it's been passed on several meetings already, I want to make sure that the motion that was made is going to, complete this.
And let me
Change order.
say, I guess the way the motion's made, the change order will get processed, and we're going to have to get a hard number for what needs to be done, because that's an estimate, and the contractor is since demobilized and not on site.
I guess the big thing, we probably needed to make a motion to approve the change order of a negative 40,000.
Yes.
Not saying they redirected it, but we needed to make
Make
it
a motion, that you're absolutely correct.
in order to make it.
How do we-
Ms. Liz, would you read the motion?
Councilman Lohr made a motion to pass it, but put the money in the funds, in the road fund.
Basically, he
And-
approved the change order and
So we're
took the
fine.
excess funds and put them
And
into.
put it in the road fund.
Right. That's
The
that-
road fund.
Yeah, the road
Okay.
fund.
All right, I'm good with that.
Any other
That's it.
discussion? None.
I second that motion. Adjourn.
Second to adjourn by Councilman Lambert. Thank you.